Hi, I am here today to bring up a very maybe sticky topic. Uh, the idea is to just open up our minds, is to open up our viewpoint, to share an idea with you. Um, I talk to so many parents and teachers, and I have for so many years. I've worked with children for 33 years. I've taught children in schools for over 20 years. Um, I've talked to a lot of people, administrators, parents, teachers, aunts, uncles, cousins, sisters, brothers, children, friends. I mean, I have just talked to so many people about children because this is my thing. This is my mission in this world to spread and make change, to spread information, share information, and make change somehow. And maybe the way to do that is to share ideas. So I work with children now and parents and teachers and adults in private session. I do have programs that I can bring to schools, but right now a lot of it is just private sessions, online, on the phone, in person, kind of just dabbling in, sharing this idea. Now, everything that I do in private sessions, I've done in my classrooms, or most of it anyway, because some of it is new that comes in as I meditate. New content shows up for me to use. Um, and I study, different behaviors and different strategies, different ways. I read books, and so it is a little bit different since I haven't been in the classroom for a year. Um, However, the ideas that I want to share with you today are always the same. It's always the same idea that I bring up. It's just brought to awareness in a different way. Um, and truth be known, when I've talked to so many people all these years, there is this concern or this fear about children who are different. Um, I don't have the same fears about that. I don't carry that oh, that child is different, that's a problem, or ooh, that's fearful, what are we going to do, or how are they going to fit into society, or how will they fit into the classroom, or what can I do to make it better or easier? Because I don't know, I guess maybe I was different too growing up. I definitely felt that way. um, but I think I felt that way because of judgment. There was judgment. You're not doing it right. You're doing it differently. You are different. It's not the same. So, not that they were saying bad things, I took it on as bad. If I'm not doing it right, I must be wrong. That was their opinion. If I'm not doing it their way, or if I'm making it difficult, there must be something wrong. I'm making it difficult, right? But let's hop back to these children are different. There's all these types of labels that are out there. I mean, there's ADHD, attention deficit disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, anxiety disorders, depression, behavioral disorders, autism, Asperger's, on the spectrum. There's so much more that I have probably don't even know. There's probably some that was just created yesterday. I mean, they're always creating labels to understand the differences in people, learning disabilities, learning differences, and then they change the labels because I don't know. So what I'm saying is putting all of that aside. My viewpoint is it doesn't really matter. None of that matters. None of those names matter. None of the characteristics matter. It's just all beautiful and important that everyone is unique. Everyone is unique. Everyone. You, me, your neighbor, the postman, your kid. Whether your kid has a label or not, your child is unique. That means that every human being has their own viewpoint, their own perspective on every single second of everything that happens, and every single feeling that they feel, every single thought that they have, every single experience, every single second of everything. So, highly sensitive, that's another label, right? And we use these labels to help us understand and to help us share through language so that everyone can understand and be on the same level of communication and understanding of a circumstance or a situation. So if every child has their own unique experience, expression, and perspective, they are also perceiving and experiencing everything in a unique way as well. And not just children, every single human, you, me, everyone, right? So we're medicating ourselves and our children. We're using charts and incentives and bribes with ourselves and our children. We're using avoidance techniques, tactics to shy away from recognizing things that are going on within us and feelings and bells and whistles that we need to listen to. We are, some people are committing suicide. Some people are making choices that are hurting themselves and others. You know, there's just this, in my opinion, epidemic that's going on with children and adults worldwide. You know, they're starving themselves because they don't look a certain way. The list goes on and on. People are running away from their families because they feel pressure and anxiety at school. People are shooting schools. Children are doing things in schools due to pressure. I could go on and on and on. You know what I'm talking about. People drink themselves into drunkenness. On and on and on. This is not new. This has been forever. But what I'm suggesting as an idea is that instead of looking at this as a frustration and a fear-based circumstance, instead of looking at this like, oh my God, what a problem we have, how about, why don't we see this as a change? It's time for change. Whether my child is labeled autistic or not, there is a uniqueness in your child. There is this, I can't think of the word. There is this spark, this thing, this magical creativeness, this glorious spark within your child, within you, within everyone. That if we access it, if we choose to access that, it opens up, it unlocks, it opens up this amazing, fabulous world for us. And the way to do that is to access the now, to be in the now moment, every single now moment. It's so simple because it is. It is so simple. If we stay in this present moment, we stay in this mindful place of being, I guess, is the easiest way to express that within ourselves. And we stay in that moment after moment after moment. That spark, no matter who we are, no matter where we live, no matter how much money we make, no matter what has gone on in the past, no matter what anxieties, fears, depressed thoughts, no matter what has gone on in the past, that spark, that unlocking that spark will change everything. And we can begin to step into the light of our inner empowerment and live our lives from there. That's what I'm talking about. That's the new idea. Maybe it's not new. Maybe it is. Maybe it's been said a different way a million times. I'm sure it has. I know it has. But I'm just coming from this idea of we're not really all that different. We're all the same in the sense of we're all so unique in what we came to share with the world. But we all truly want is love. Feel love, be love, give love. We want to feel the truth of who we are, and what that is love. Sounds corny, but it's true. Joy is love. Peace is love. Giving is love. Being is love. Family is love. Happiness is love. And sometimes experiencing the opposite of that helps us to remember what love feels like, right? So I'm not negating, I'm not saying don't ever feel bad, and, don't ever try to, don't ever push away all those other feelings and experiences. Love them. Love yourself. Love through and with those experiences. Be with them and through them with love. And then everything sort of transforms. But beyond that and before that, this moment, the present moment, and then the next present moment, this moment. It's always this moment. And when we're in that space of expansion, of inner being of our truth of who we are, being inward. And we can still be running a mile. We could still be playing tennis. We could still be exercising with the barbells. We don't have to be sitting totally still to be in our inner beingness. Sometimes it needs to start that way so that we can know what it feels like, though. And that unlocks that spark, that thing, that flow, that magnificent light of who we really are, that inner you, that inner me, that is connected to all that is and everyone else. We all want that. That's how we're the same. So when I talk to so many people, and when I have in the past for years and years and years, 33 years, and as a parent, I've experienced this too. Even as a teacher too, I can tell you stories upon stories. But when I talk to people and I hear, what can I do to fix this? What am I going to do to make this better? That's what I hear from parents. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix it. And I'll tell you, I've said those exact words as a parent and a teacher. I don't know how to fix this. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to do. And so what did I do in those moments? I stepped back. I got quiet. And I observed. If I was in the classroom, I observed the situation. I just watched and I listened and I waited for what I felt for. And then I communicated with the children. This is what I feel. This is what I saw. What about you? And we would talk about it. It was through love that we came up with answers and choices and ideas and ways. As a parent, I would sit back and reflect. And many times, I'm being. When I'm observing, I'm being. I'm not thinking. I'm not letting my thoughts tell me anything. I'm just watching. I'm being. So as a parent, when I'm reflecting, I'm not thinking. I'm feeling back and just being with this feeling. So if I'm worried about something, which as a teacher, we worry about our students too. If I was worried about something as a parent, or when I do, I sit back, I take a step back, and I just allow myself to feel the worry. I just feel it. I allow it to be here. And while I'm feeling it, I love it. I ask worry to kind of separate from my emotional body, and I tell myself, I love it. I love this. I love myself. I love this experience. I love that I have the time to be. I honor this feeling, and I want to hear or know or see what it is that I need to know. And I'm just very accepting of it. I don't try to push it away. So when I hear from parents so much worry and concern, nobody's listening to me about my child, for example, a child who has Asperger's. There's a lot of fear and distress over this. Parents want their children to fit in. They want them to feel happy. They want them to feel loved. They want them to belong. Of course they do. We all want that for our children. Why aren't they? Why aren't the parents feeling this way about their children? Why are the children maybe feeling this way? It's about the same issues that other children that are not labeled Asperger's feel. This same experience. It's just the school environment. There's too much pressure for them, or there's too much anxiety because they feel something inside of them saying to them, the children feel something inside of them saying, but this doesn't feel good to me. So they're so in tune to how they feel, but they don't feel that they are able to share with their teacher or their parent or their caregiver or their whoever they're with, camp counselor. They're not able maybe to say, this doesn't feel right to me. Is there another choice? Or maybe they have the other choice and they want to express what that is. They don't feel like they can do that. I've heard it time and time again from children, all different ages. And because they don't feel like they can express themselves, they don't. And then the anxiety rises, and the anger and the frustration. So what do we do about that? Parents have spoke and advocated for their children. People still say, no, I can't do that. Or they try something and it doesn't work. Well, the thing is, there's so much to share about this. There's so many different layers and levels of this. But if you use a behavioral, like a chart, a behavioral incentive to get the kid to do what you want. I'm still talking about Asperger's, but this really is every child. It may or may not work, and I have found that doesn't work very well. And if it does work very well, it only works very well for a short amount of time, because you're only looking from one perspective, one side of the coin, which is the teacher's side or the parent's side or the leader, the one in charge, right? But that does not go to the perspective or the feeling or the knowing of the child who is saying, this doesn't feel right to me. They might use different words like, I don't like that, or I don't want to. Those are the words that they know. So those are the words that they choose. So then there's this fear, this anger, this frustration, this worry from the teacher and the parent. But we got to fix it. They got to do what we want. They need to conform to what we need. Here's my idea. I don't agree to that. My idea is we need to hear, listen, understand the child, and then the child will understand us. So we can tell them what we need and what we want, but are we also asking the child to understand what they need and what they want? So being in this moment, so this goes back to being in the moment, every single moment, and unlocking that spark. When we as adults begin to do that, it allows, it tells, what it does, let's see, I'm trying to say this the right way. It does tell the child, but it like without using words, the child feels and sees that they have the opportunity to do the same thing too. You're giving them permission to do the same thing, unlock their spark. And it sounds complicated when I say it this way, but it isn't. It's really just about together, everyone finding that mindfulness state of being, that way that you go within yourself and find that quiet space, whether it is when you're sitting still, which is usually how it starts, and then you can bring it into other parts of your life, but not always. Some children find that expansive state within themselves when they're doing what they love: art, music, soccer, football, singing, adults as well. So when you do this together as a parent or as a teacher with your class, or just with particular students if you wish, you're giving them, you're telling them, you're giving them permission to do the same. And when you all start to unlock, find that expansive state and unlock that spark within yourselves, everything begins to change. You just begin to understand and know, and the children begin to realize that you do. and they realize that they can share with you. There's just this unspoken language that happens, and everyone has this knowing that, oh, I can trust and I can share, because everybody is moving in this same flow, in the same direction together. And then there's just this newfound change that occurs, this new understanding that happens. And it's so challenging for me to put this to words. It's so much easier to just show people, to just do it with them, because then they experience it and they feel it and they go, oh yeah, that, I get it. And sometimes it's scary because it's different. It's different than what you're used to feeling and being in. But when I hear from parents, just fix it. Just I gotta fix this. Fixing it isn't the answer. And you can't really fix it because there's nothing to really be fixed. But what you can do is, from this moment, focus from within, from love, and let go of the past, let go of what was, and start from here and see that spark, unlock that spark. And that spark is your truth, your desires, what it is that you want to be. And really, everyone wants the same thing, just maybe a different way, but it's possible that it happens. It's big change, and I'm here to change the world. That's what we're all here to do. If your child is, if you're feeling this like, oh my goodness, what's happening? Your child is without realizing it in their thoughts. They're trying to get your attention to help make change. The world is changing, and our children are here to blaze the roads into the future with their truths, with their unique pursuits, their unique perceptions and ways of building the new world. Really, that's what it is. It's changing. I just don't believe that everything can stay the same without more conflict and pain. And sometimes there's conflict and pain to make change. But you can do it, because whatever is happening within your child is also a part of you. It's happening within you too. So it's about, it's so hard to put to words. It's about, so when I get into this now moment, it's about creating change within us so that the change shows up outside of us. And this is with your children as well. I truly believe there's no other way. I truly believe that the idea of seeing how everyone is unique, because honest to goodness, I have characteristics of being an Asperger's adult, but I'm not diagnosed with Asperger's, and I don't really consider myself to have that. My child has some too, many. Like, we're actually, if I take those tests and I show them to you that I've taken, we have Asperger's, but we don't. So like, what does that mean? It doesn't, and I'm not saying don't label your child, because everybody needs what they need in order to live in the world that we live in. But understanding what that means to you, so that you as a parent can support your child, guide your child, and advocate in a way from unlocking the spark, is the way that will make change. Trying to control the school system, trying to control the teachers, trying to control the child, fix the child, or change everybody isn't going to work. I'm telling you it isn't, because I've tried it too. It's about unlocking the spark within us, unlocking what it is we want, unlocking the spark within our children, within our students, and allowing that to come forth, all in a united force of love, of acceptance. of acceptance of self, of acceptance of everyone the way that everyone is, and everyone is different. So trying to put everyone in the same box, doing schoolwork the same way, everybody following the same schedule, it's creating more need for labels and 504s and IEPs and all of yada, 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 because more and more and more people are showing up with these unique, beautiful characteristics in order to create change. So it's time for us as parents and teachers to support that. And by doing the same thing we're asking our children to do, we do it too. And I'm telling you, this is my mission in life. I have done it with myself, with my daughter, with students in my classroom, with clients. And it's an everyday, forever, all the time deal. Like, I'm not just an expert, I fixed everything. No, this is an ongoing process all the time. And I would like to share it with you. So if you're willing and if you're interested, please click on my link to my website, set up your discovery session. It's free. Let's talk, let's connect. Let's see what the next step is to unlocking that spark within you and your child, because I'm telling you, that's the way to the future. I know it. I've seen it. I've experienced it. Can't wait to meet you, and I look forward to it. Thanks for listening.